All right, hey guys, my name is Cody Strait, and welcome to this second installment of this video/blog series where we're looking at the new rules of engagement for hospitals and how they can compete, thrive, survive in this age of mobile healthcare. So in this particular installment, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look. We're going to travel back in time, and we're going to make some connections between that of ancient Egypt and how hospitals are operating today and what we can learn from Egypt's rise, prominence, and fall. Because again, it's very similar to how hospitals are operating. So let's take a look at Egypt here for a second. So here we are in Google Maps. There's Egypt, right? And the whole point that I really am going to trying to drive home here is that Egypt was surrounded on each side, west, east, and south, by a tremendous expanse of space and desert that no raiding forces could cross. And to the north of that, you also had the Mediterranean Sea, which at the time, for a long time, people couldn't cross these big expanses of bodies of water with an army and have all the logistic support to be able to go into an area and conquer it, okay? So what Egypt had, and as you can see very clearly here with north and south, running this big strip of green, that is the Nile. So that provided a consistent source of water and fertile soil from the Ethiopian highlands that gave Egypt all the water and food that it could ever want to create a unified civilization. Not only to provide water, food, but it also provide inter-civilization transport. They could travel the entire expanse of their civilization very easily, navigate it very quickly, very easily through water, which is much more efficient than roads. So with that said, Egypt was able to form its ancient civilization, and it was extremely good and extremely powerful and very advanced and again unified, and they were able to outlast any other ancient civilization by well over 2,000 years. However, because they had such security, they didn't have to worry about applying their innovative efforts outward in a way to secure themselves or in a way to project power, right? Now, all the other countries, all the other nations, the civilizations at the time were using their innovative efforts to protect themselves as well as to project power. So what happened with Egypt is they rose to power. They had a tremendous civilization that was extremely stable until the rest of the world was able to use innovation to project their power and come into Egypt. So this big swath of desert, this big mass expanse of the Mediterranean Sea could no longer protect Egypt because Alexander the Great, right around 332 BCE, was able to harness innovations in deep water navigations and bring his forces over into Egypt and conquer them with the absolute greatest of ease. Okay, so Egypt was easily conquered as soon as a formidable force was able to cross those barriers. All right, so that's the big thing that happened to Egypt is they rose to power, were great until they weren't, until another civilization could just march right in and take them over. Okay, now let's have a quick look at hospitals throughout the U.S. here. Okay, so hospitals, here's the 100-year-old playbook. Hospitals have been able to, because of their largely geographic expanse, operate as regional monopolies. Hospitals are well dispersed. Patient choice of care is largely based on the proximity of care. If we look at the U.S., what we've got here is a lot of hospitals all throughout the U.S. That are largely associated with population densities. Now we'll zoom into Texas, same kind of thing here. You've got Dallas, you've got Austin, San Antonio, Houston, and then hospitals are spread out all through the rest of the state. Same thing here. Let's have a quick look at Colorado. You've got Fort Collins, Denver, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, you got Grand Junction over here, and then some hospitals spread out through the rest of that. So what you see, similar to Egypt, are these large swaths for these rural hospitals, community hospitals, large swaths of geographic area that have really served as means to protect them throughout their existence from larger hospitals coming in and trying to poach patients in their territory. It's really been the same kind of thing as the deserts in the Mediterranean Sea as to what Egypt had. So here's the thing that I want you smaller community, critical access, rural hospitals to learn from Egypt is the other hospitals with the advancements in innovations and technology largely around mobile care are going to be able to extend their reach beyond the traditional boundaries that have kept them suited in their area, right? And kept you safe. So what's going to happen is they're going to be able to expand their reach. And so are you going to continue with the status quo, hoping that these geographic boundaries that have kept patients locked into your hospital for all this time Are you going to continue to lean on that? Or are you going to make the right investments in appropriate technologies, digital front door type technologies, and communication strategies to effectively go out, capture your patients, connect them to your organization, extend convenience to them, the kind of convenience that they expect as consumers? Are you going to communicate with them appropriately to get them locked into your system? If you're going to do that, great. If you're not going to do that and you're just going to continue to rely on these geographic boundaries, well, I think that you should take a close look at the rise and the fall of Egypt to see how that lesson really plays out for you. So there you go. That's the main thing we wanted to get across today. Thank you for joining us for this particular video and blog. And hey, stand by. We got more coming with this series. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, I'm Cody Strait. Take care.